Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Greason. This is going to be another lesson in musictheory.net on note duration. Basically, what we're talking about is your basic rhythms or note durations in music, which you will encounter in pretty much every piece of music. I'm going to quickly go through this little slide presentation here, but you can also click on, there is a link to this lesson specifically in Google Classroom as well. The length of time that a note is played is called a note duration, which is determined by the type of note. A whole note, which looks like this, has the longest note duration in modern music. Most whole notes will equal 4 counts or 4 beats. So if you see a whole note in music, more than likely, especially if you're in like a 4/4 time signature, which we will talk a little bit more about time signatures in the future, you're going to hold that note out for 4 beats. The half note has half the duration of the whole note. So if a whole note is 4 beats, then a half note, which looks like this, it's still an open sort of oval or circle with a stem, is going to equal 2 beats. So 2 half notes occupy the same amount of time as 1 whole note. Okay? The quarter note is a fourth or a quarter of the whole note. So what is 1/4 of 4? You get 1. Okay, and this is what a quarter note looks like. The oval or circle is filled in with a stem. And if you see here, 4 quarter notes occupy the same amount of time as 1 whole note. 2 quarter notes equal the duration of 1 half note, if you see that. So 2 quarter notes, 1, 2 equal a half note, 4 equals the whole note. A quarter note is 1 beat or 1 count in music. You can also have notes that are smaller in duration than the quarter note, and those are indicated by a flag that you see here. Each flag halves the value of the note. So an eighth note has 1 flag. Therefore, 2 eighth notes occupy the same amount of time as 1 quarter note. Okay? So these are half of a beat or half a count. 2 of those equal 1 quarter note. A 16th note will have 2 flags, halving the value again. So it's going to be a half the value of the eighth note. 2 16th equal 1 eighth note. 4 16th notes equal the time of 1 quarter note. So eighth notes and 16th notes is going to be something you're probably going to see in a piece of music that probably is going to be a little bit faster in tempo. You can see 3 or more flags, but they are seldom used. This would be a 32nd note and a 64th note, but you very, very seldom are going to see those. But it is very possible to see a lot eighth notes and 16th notes in very commonly in most music. And here's this whole chart that kind of gives you the relationship here of all of this. So if I was counting out each of these, I'm going to sort of tap those out. A whole note would equal 4 beats. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. You would hold it out that duration. The half note's going to be 2 beats. You've got 1, 2, 1, 2. A quarter note, 1, 1, 1, 1. Eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 16th notes, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So that's what those are going to sound like in music. The next lesson that I want you to look at, there's also a link in Google Classroom for that, is rest durations. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of that with you. Just know that a whole rest equals the same amount of time as a whole note. So a whole rest is 4 beats. A half rest, which sits on the line, a whole rest hangs from the line. A half rest equals the same amount of time as a half note, 2 beats. This is a quarter rest. That equals you rest or have silence for 1 beat, an eighth rest, and a 16th rest. If you can go through this on your own, but just know that it sort of goes along in the same way as the note durations. Musical silence is actually just as important as the notes, and you need to learn what all of these different rest values are as well. But you can kind of go through that on your own. There's also an assignment in Google Classroom here in number 4, which is a rhythm review about note and rest durations. And that's a quiz. So if you just need to click on whichever one, if you're on your Chromebook, the web link, if you're on your phone, in the mobile link, and do that quiz as a review on those note and rest durations. And do that, and that will also count as an assignment grade. If you have any questions, please just email me or remind text me, and I'm happy to answer. Bye.